Another fish finder here. It's a Elite 7 HDI. The customer complaint is the enter button is intermittent and I guess not working at all now. Let's take a look. Alright, we got power hooked up. Let's turn around and see what happens. Take a little while for these guys to start up. I can already tell, you can feel this button assembly here is definitely not right. Let's give it a quick test before we open it up. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah. You get nothing from the menu button at all. Nothing from the enter button. Arrows are all working. Okay. Let's take it apart and see what's going on here. Okay, so we got the board unclipped. There's just little clips holding the board in. There's actually no screws. Took the display connector off. GPS is right here. Took the GPS, cable off. Took the GPS cable off. This is for, what is this? Is that this SD card cable? Took that off. Just gonna flip the board over, kind of have a look, see what's going on. All right, in this model, the Elite 7. See that Elite 7 HDI. In this model, the keypad is actually designed onto the main board itself. So these contacts, each contact point is actually a switch on the board itself. So the buttons, they just basically depress onto the board itself and complete the connection. Very simple. So I can tell right off the bat that the menu and the enter buttons have some sort of clear sticky material on it. It looks almost like a silicone or something. And that's looks like what happened here. They're just all gummed up. Actually, look at this. It's the enter button is corroded. So I'm going to clean this all up with some alcohol. Clean these up. Safe to clean these with alcohol is fine. And then we'll see where we're at. Okay, so we cleaned all of that silicone looking stuff, whatever it was, off of this. Cleaned it up here. Cleaned all the contacts. Anytime you have contacts like this, you just want to make sure they're clean and dry. Use the highest percentage alcohol you can. 99 is the best. Even if you can clean it with 70, 75, whatever, 78, as long as it's dry. You don't want any fluids or liquids on these contacts, because as you can see, they'll collect moisture and they'll corrode the contacts. So you can see that the contact's corroded there. So now we're gonna have to repair this. That's why the enter key is not working, obviously. And also an issue is why it just felt weird pushing that button in. It just didn't feel right. It's, well, the assembly is physically broken. You can see that it actually fall right out. You can see that. So we're gonna have to repair that as well. Okay, so what we did was we used some B7000 adhesive, which is going to give us that flexibility we need for that enter button to feel stock, feel the way it should, and also it'll do a good job of keeping that button together there permanently. So we lined it all around the inside edges of that switch there, and we're going to take our plastic assembly, pop it back on place. We're just going to leave it there. We're going to let it sit about overnight, but in the meantime we're going to switch gears over to our switch contact, and we're going to see what we can do about fixing that. It looks like there's also corrosion here on the menu as well. The rest of the switches look really good. A little bit closer look under the microscope. As you can see, it's just really deteriorated here. It's going to be kind of tricky to fix, but get it done. Again, you can see that menu button is not as bad, but it's pretty bad. So there's a few things we can do here. The corrosion is pretty bad on these switch contacts here. So I mean, if you use some hookup wire or something like that, there's always a chance that it could short against the other contact, and you're just gonna have issues down the road. I don't think that's a reliable way to fix this. So in my opinion, what I think we're gonna do is use a couple of these really small surface mount tack switches. I have two of them here. And the good thing here is I'm gonna actually, well, both the menu and the enter are damaged, so we have to fix both. So if we used one switch and then left one as is, you'd probably feel a noticeable tactile difference. The benefit of using two, obviously, they're going to feel exactly the same if you push the enter button or if you push the menu button. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a little bit of work to this board, cut some traces here, and we're going to actually glue these in place, and then we'll connect them and we'll get right back. I did some test fits and I decided to go with this style switch here as opposed to that guy there. I noticed some issues getting this switch to press like that using those rubber switches that are in the unit itself. So this seems like it consistently clicked, which means every time it clicks, obviously it means there's a short in the switch, which is what we're after. So first one done. We have basically 3 points of contact here. We have 2 grounds, and that's basically our hot side of the switch. We're going to do the same exact thing over here. Grind this side down, glue that in place, and we'll give it a test. Switch is set in place. We're kind of had to shift the switch diagonally in this case just to get more points of contact. This is the line we're switching here, and these are obviously ground here. Shifting the switch isn't going to be an issue, obviously, as long as it's centered as much as we can get it. Okay, and we're all set here. So we're back here in the shop. This is actually the following day. It's been a little less than 24 hours. Let's check out this this keypad membrane, see how that adhesive cured up. Alright, so we'll take off the plastic enclosure off that keypad membrane there. And let's see. Looks good. Looks good. Okay. Let's throw this board back in and we're going to give it a try. That's how those switches came out. Looks good. Got the board back in, clipped in all the cables connected and everything. We got the GPS cable over there. We have the display cable connected. SD card. All right, let's try it. We should know right off the bat if this fix worked or not. We should hear those switches click, that tactile click. There we go. Nice. Beautiful. So let's fire this thing up and make sure everything's good to go. But yeah, that feels perfect. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, we're all booted up here. Look at that. Beautiful. Perfect. So, we have functionality on our menu button again. We have functionality on our enter button. Everything looks perfect. Well, hopefully the customer's happy. We're going to get this thing, get the rest of the screws put in the back of this thing. The customer also mentioned that, where is it? It's over here somewhere. There it is. Sorry about that. This memory card door, I guess, broke off on them or came off, so we're going to clean this up real good, throw some adhesive on that, get that stuck back on there the way it should be. Clean it up, wrap it up, box it up, and let the customer know. You guys have any other repairs like this? Any issues with fish finders in general, or any electronic devices? From fish finders, you know, all the way to laptops or whatever you can think of. We fix anything electronic. We give free estimates. We give free on-bench estimates. Just go to www.rudolphrepairs.com, click on the mail-in section, fill out the form, send it in, and we'll get back to you next time, guys. See you.